Hi, please, people.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Podcast.
Welcome back.
Podcast.
Welcome back.
Podcast.
This song came on in the radio.
Came on who? On me?
Came on, no, hopefully no one without consent.
Ha!
But like, this song was playing on the radio and I was in the car with Kylie and she's like, ew. And I was like, ew?
Mace.
Mace?
Ah.
And she was like, he should have just stayed gone instead of coming back. I was just like, okay, it's not fair to compare the success of Harlem World to Mace's comeback. And I liked his comeback jam.
He had a good few jams.
Shake,
Hey.
let it go. Breathe, stretch, shake, let it go. But now, Ati should have stayed gone. That's rough. I don't think he was happy as a pastor, though. He sounded very unhappy. I'm derailing again. Guys, I'm sorry. Let's do that again. I'm Abby.
I'm Oni.
You're listening to the Why Do We Do It podcast. We're shooting the 5th episode.
Possibly the 5th.
Possibly the 5th. In a bit
We are not sure.
Do better as consistency. Thanks, Vic, for pointing out that we've done one episode a month.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
We are so consistent, guys. So well. That means we'll have 12 by this time next year.
At the very least, these are our goals and measurable
Guys,
targets.
once a month is good enough. Don't worry.
I think it's not bad. Huh? Yeah.
If you want us to do more, should we set up a Patreon or like have merch? I feel like we should sell merch.
I would love merch.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That would be great. Then
I
we can
would
do more
love
episodes
merch.
because
but
we
I
have
think we need
more.
to start with a Patreon as opposed to
Yeah.
merch. Like you are supporting Why Do We Do It to produce more content. That
Video,
you
in
like.
fact. Me, I really want video back. Guys,
want
do you
video
want it
back?
longer? I want it longer.
You want what longer?
That one is already long enough.
You want more video or you want the podcast longer?
Both.
I don't do long podcasts. I think we talked about this in like the very first episode we did.
But I told you the secret.
What's the secret?
You do many topics and then you just cut it up.
Chop it up.
Then we can still shoot once a month.
Chopper style.
But we'll
What's
have
that?
4 episodes.
What's
it's
chopper style?
Juvenile. Chopper style. Chop, chop, chopper style. Chopper style. Chop,
I can't
chop,
name
chop.
you a single juvenile song.
Chop, chop. You just did.
No, I didn't know it was juvenile.
Oh, okay.
Juvenile.
Hot Boys.
What? Who are these people?
That's Lil Wayne's homies. Before Lil Wayne was big, he was in all of these groups.
Guys, is it like the way Octopizzo was it? Anyway, it's fine. Okay, cool. I don't know.
Anyway, yes.
I only know the big ones.
Cool.
Hurricane Chris.
Ah.
You don't remember Hurricane Chris?
He did
Hey,
a song.
baby.
Hey, there
Hey,
we go.
baby. And he
I
did
knew
Halle
the song.
Berry. Halle
Halle
Berry.
Berry.
I think he had 2 jams. Great jams. All you need is the 2.
Just do.
Yes.
Anyway, we'll figure it out and we'll let you know. But welcome to the show.
Welcome.
What are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about something that might irritate me deeply. But I think we can. I think I can try and be objective. Let me just lead with saying I am not objective about this. Same way I'm not objective about childbearing and rearing.
Child rearing.
Because I mean rearing.
Rearing, is that what you're saying?
So today we're talking about marriage, love, sweet love. If you watch Princess Bride, you know where I'm about to go with this. But in terms of like marriage and millennial marriage and like customs around marriage in Kenya more often than not, I think I'm just gonna open the floor so that you can tell me what you think. Because I mean I know what I think, and I have very strong views of what.
Jump in. I'll chime in.
I mean, I have many thoughts. My first thought would be people focus a lot on weddings as opposed to marriage.
And there's a distinction there.
And for me, there's a distinction. Weddings are not great. Diana is trying to tell us weddings are great. Weddings, okay.
Diana just likes to do her hair.
It's true.
And go to weddings and just slay.
It's true, she does. But she looks good at the weddings and her hair looks bomb AF.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
She's very selfish with her weddings are great.
Yeah, I can't stand doing my hair, so maybe that's where the genesis of this is. But like, I feel like a lot of people who get married. So I don't want to say a lot of people without like drawing up statistics. So let me say, in my experience, in my limited experience, people focus a lot on the wedding as opposed to the marriage. And the reason those are different to me is because the wedding is a day, right? And it's a bash, and the marriage is like the commitment that's supposed to carry through to until death do you part. I don't know why we gotta die, but like if you do some shit, it's over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even the vows, I'm just like, till death do you part.
Nah, bloods.
What are we Like, I can't leave. Even
Till
the Bible.
disrespect do we part.
There we go. Because even the Bible says, if we're going with biblical standards, if a nigga is unfaithful, that's the only way in the Bible you're allowed to leave him. Like, if he cheats on you, you're allowed to leave him. Which I think is a very interesting caveat, that's the one they choose. Not beating, not like
any of the other things.
Some.
Till disrespect do us part.
Me, I don't know about all of that. But like, yeah. So I feel like a lot of people...
Till lack of communication skills do us part.
I feel like a lot of people go into marriage hoping that it's a Disney movie. Also, Disney is a terrible example, but like hoping it's like a Disney movie, and it really isn't. Life is not a rom-com. Like,
it's not even close to a rom-com.
So that's wedding, right? Marriage, also, I feel like, so specifically in the African context, right? It feels like we've evolved to millennials who are still on that cusp of operating between the boomer generation and the Generation Z generation, in which we value these customs and we think they're cool or fun or valuable. But we're also like, y'all are making this incredibly difficult, which is like our Gen Z side. And we're like, if it doesn't contribute, we're not doing it.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make dollars.
So I don't know, like, if you were getting, sorry, let me try and say this without laughing. If you were getting married, sorry, do you think you would be interested in doing customs? And when I say customs, because you're Luo, so I know the Luo customs, right? The 4 ceremonies, possibly the pre-wedding, the kisera before that. Just for kicks, because I enjoy a good... I can't stand you.
You enjoy a good?
I enjoy a good bash. Yeah. Because a wedding is a good bash.
A good bash is
with
enjoyable.
Your friends and family you like, but it's rarely that, is it?
I wouldn't do the customs simply because the customs have lost meaning to me. They never had meaning to me because the customs were never taught to us. All the traditions
like your family,
that
like
I think
your
would have been,
were like...
not just my folks, it's just, you remember when we were being told how Africans used to learn folk tales and how we used to learn our history and our lineage and our customs and everything that we used to learn, someone was teaching us and was showing us how we did it as a community. That's not been the case for over 40 years because, generally people are not taught what their customs are. You're just expected to do these things, and it's for me it's an empty gesture. It's like, you must show this, like, cool, why? I've not learned these things, and then I've been alive all this time, and now is when you want to tell me that I should suddenly start following customs. And there are a lot of customs that I think are great. Like a lot of them should not exist anymore. But
which customs do you think are great?
I can't pinpoint them right now.
I have an example.
Because I don't know them very well.
Okay, so like, I know I just said I can't stand a fucking wedding, but the customs, the traditional customs for Luos, I find them so enjoyable.
Break him down.
Okay, real quick. Okay, the way my family does it, this might be different for other families, but this is how I was taught. There are 4/5 ceremonies. 5 if you got the money.
You got the bucks.
4 if you don't. But even compressed, they can be compressed to even 1 if you don't have money. Like, they give allowance for all those things. So the first 2 customs are Ngerwok and Limbe. So Ngerwok is like the introduction. Ngeo literally means knowing. Ngerwok, where the families meet. You're like, oh, that's the babe. Oh, that's the dude. Okay, and that's the mom. Okay, that's the dad.
That's the
now
uncle.
We've identified.
Okay.
So now we're just eating together, right? Then there's Limbe, where now you go. Limbe, like, Limo is to visit. So you literally go and visit.
Is visiting her.
Exactly. So it's usually, if I remember correctly, it's the male side comes to the women's side to visit, right? And so, which means like the woman's side is in charge of like the entertainment and the cooking and the whatever. Then some of my favorite ones. So the third one is called Aye, and the fourth one is called Nyombo. So Aye is saying yes. Aye means I agree. You know that song for Della? Like, you're agreeing to do the thing, and then you're also agreeing on the token or the dowry or whatever you want to call it that you're going to give to the bride side for this to be solidified. So that's the third one. Then the fourth one is Nyombo. Nyombo is just like, now we're married. Like, Nyombo is literally marriage. So like, once you've gotten to Nyombo, according to Luos, you're married. Yeah. So if you're doing a church wedding and you want to have a pre-wedding, that's the kisera, which is like a little to like wedding party before that. And there's so many like super fun customs around the Luo. It's okay. Around the Luo, like traditional, like cultural things that are surrounding like a customary wedding, right? So like I know you've seen the thing where girls in the house are brought out in lesos, and then the guy has to guess, oh my gosh, which one is
all the fun things.
So fun.
All the fun things are great, and those are the things that like I understand what they're for and why we do them. It's just like a good time. Everybody's loose,
and also like strengthening the bond between the families. Because even like in the declaration of the dowry, the point of the dowry is it's also supposed to be so big that you can't do it in one sitting.
It's supposed to be incentive to keep coming,
to keep bringing, exactly. Even in like the discussions
to keep
for
sharing,
price,
you bring to share.
Yeah. Even in the discussion of what price is enough, like when the elders are now facing off, and like the lyrical like explanations of like how great this girl is, what her family is. That's like fun. It's like watching a play. It's like park rock, you know, like praising the other.
Bigging up, yeah.
Bigging up. Yeah, it's like
big up, babe.
Yeah.
You know our daughter.
Exactly.
You don't know our daughter.
Exactly.
Our daughter.
Exactly.
Hey.
It's so fun. But like what it has been manipulated into
is a cash fucking business.
It's a cash business, and I'm just like, but this wasn't the point. And
exactly.
that can just
That's
put
what
like
I mean.
a sour taste in your mouth.
That's what I mean. It's like, if we're just here for money, then I'll just go put my money in a unit trust or give it to my investment company. Shout out Charles. Andere, yeah.
Hi Charles.
Hey, if not that, then what the fuck are we doing? Why would I don't understand. It doesn't compute for me. Like there are things that people do and it turns from a good time socializing and bonding with two different families into trauma and stress and generally a bad time for me.
Do you think these
exploitation.
Are these just the stories we hear though? Surely there must be people having very smooth, very happy shows.
I'm sure there are, and I'm sure there are many.
Yeah, because like also.
But the point is, I think a lot of people have lost the meaning.
Completely.
They've lost the plot. They've lost the idea. They've lost the spirit of the fucking thing.
I know couples who go into.
Because if it's about niceness or bonding, we can do that.
Yeah. I know couples who go into marriage like still paying the debt of the dowry that the dude said, like you're in debt now.
Exactly.
Because the dad was like,
what
no,
are we doing, guys? What are we doing? Am I going to raise 500,000 so I can go in Russia? Or
no, he was told 8 million.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Me personally, I think also like it's very important to discuss the role of the person you're marrying in these situations, because why aren't they checking their family?
Yep. Why are they not saying, hey, listen, you're being a bit unreasonable, and me and my man or me and my girl, we want this and this to happen. So can we please, let's not make it difficult for everybody involved.
Because obviously you can't pay for a person. And I think there's a very harmful
connotation.
Yeah. You're not paying for me. This is like a token of appreciation or whatever, or a connection between families. That's the point. You can't pay for a human.
You can't.
Like, what are we... Also, are you gonna marry her Uncle Nanny from so-and-so who I've never met?
Causing fucking shit?
Are you gonna marry her if this dude... Because, like...
Yep.
What are we...
I've seen situations where guys have left.
For real?
There's a story I was told. This dude went to Kisumu to do all the things.
Yeah.
And then he was staying in Kisumu, but I think the bride was in CI or somewhere. It was a bit of a ways away from Kisumu. So they go to the house and they try to make all the negotiations, blah, blah, blah. It turns out like 4 hours of negotiations, nothing is agreed on.
Why?
Exactly. So this dude gets into the car with his homies. He's like, babe, us guys have gone to Kisumu. If you're coming, let me know. Tomorrow, we're off. We're back to Nairobi, and that's where we're moving on with our lives. Because your people are being unreasonable. If you can't make them see the light of the situation, just leave them alone. Or if you don't want to leave them alone, pia owners are baki.
Yeah.
Because now it becomes a bone of contention. It becomes a point of friction for the people involved, and that's counterintuitive to a marriage.
And it's counterintuitive if you're like, a marriage is supposed to be a union of families.
And
are
happiness.
you gonna treat your family like this? Like, what are we? And I feel like
what are we setting? What kind of precedent are we setting?
Yeah, and I feel like it's also very harmful. Like, because I feel like when you're tested like that, at that stage, you feel like now you can tessa this babe.
Exactly.
It's
the same. I bought you 2 shots of Tanqueray. Now you must give me vagina. Like, no.
But those are the cultures,
No,
the cultural
exactly.
practices that encourage that shit.
Exactly.
Now you feel like you can own me because you've given my
you
dad
feel
$1
like
million.
I owe you something because I paid your dad $8 million, Bob.
Yeah, which is why I also tell my dad, like, cool story, bruh. If I ever get married,
it's not happening.
like, I understand that I'm married, but you better understand that, like, I'm still your daughter, and this is still my, like, don't get it twisted. Now I've been paid for. Woo! Hey, let me tell you, that thing bothers me because in low tradition, if you're a single babe and you stay a single babe all through your life, it's like you don't have a home, which I don't understand.
You're homeless.
I didn't give birth to myself. Obviously, I have a fucking home, right?
Yeah.
But like in low traditional society, you will be
You're
buried.
gone.
You'll be buried outside the gate of your father's compound. Outside the gate. Outside. Hey, I was just like, if you niggas ever. Are you kidding me?
I'ma come back.
Like, even if I got married at 18 years of my life, I don't understand why people think another man's penis can erase, right? Like, my blood.
Yeah.
Like, what? I think women go through
My
the
life,
most.
not even blood, it's life.
My life.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't
Invalidating
understand.
life.
I don't understand.
Some of
that
these
thing.
customs just need to be updated and need to be
Updated.
Yeah.
Download.
OS.
Download the new
The OS needs to be fixed. We are on Android 12 now, guys.
Yeah, I think if
And
we've
I
done
think
the
it's Mac.
let's stop FGM.
iOS 14. Hey.
No one cares. I can't stand iPhone. iPhone people. I can't.
They're the worst.
Why is her
Except for Kylie.
snobby?
Except for Kylie.
Kylie is new. She's becoming. Just wait.
She's morphing. We'll wait and see.
You know what Diana said the other day? I
Oh, some iPhone
said,
shader.
no, I can't even call you guys on FaceTime because Abby doesn't listen. Anyway.
Do you have
that's beside
WhatsApp
the
or
point.
nah? Do you have Zoom or nah? Do you have
As
Skype
in?
or nah? Do you have Google or nah?
As in,
All those things allow you to call with their
why is
face.
FaceTime? Anyway,
It's not.
it's not.
It's
But
not.
I don't know. I think it's a cult.
Anyway, yeah.
I think it's a cult. Like the rabid dedication that these
Yeah,
people.
it's
I don't
definitely a
understand.
cult.
You have to buy a charger. It doesn't come with a. My guy. Like, what are we? You guys.
It's like the new MacBooks that only came with the USB-C ports. And you're like, but I have memory cards and other devices that are
What
still
are
not
we-
USB-C. What's going on, guys?
I think also maybe.
Then you have to buy a dongle
yeah.
from
Maybe
Apple.
we're hating from outside the club.
Ah,
maybe that's a
we
problem.
can get in, we just don't want.
No, I'm staying outside. I'm
Yeah.
good. If I can, if
I'm
I
in
have
a
to
better
become
club
like
outside
Kina
here.
Diana,
Because that's your club, you have to pay entrance. The bouncer is checking
the
your
entrance
shoes.
is so much.
And then inside, the drinks are 10 million.
Ah.
And then you don't even get entrance. The entrance is to get you past the gate.
Yeah.
Then you need to pay another entrance to go to the bar.
Not
then
a
you need
tea-
entrance for the toilet.
And then in the toilet you need entrance for tissue.
Z Stacky.
Like see
What's
when I
your
buy a
pin?
phone, can it end? I can't.
Can just
I can't.
yeah.
I can't do it. Sorry, how did we get up to the Apple
We got
chain?
distracted.
Yes.
But the point is, we
Some-
need to update
oh,
our customs.
Yes.
We need to be flexible in how we think. I think for the older generation, it might be difficult,
Yeah.
but I don't care if it's difficult. Everything is difficult.
That's true.
It doesn't stop us from doing things because they're difficult.
But
be
I feel
better.
like there's still people our age who perpetuate the
yeah,
same
yeah,
thing.
because they don't know any better.
How can
And
you
they
not know any-
refuse. People,
Like you can't
if
see that this is harmful.
if a custom serves you, you have no impetus to change it. There's no drive. There's no willingness. It's like, me, I'm okay. I can
So
pay
like
the dowry
patriarchy?
and blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of that.
Because if it's benefiting you, you have absolutely no motivation to change it. I guess not. Or maybe people are hoping now that they've paid
And
so much
some-
money, someone will be also paying them so much money for their
I
cash
don't
cow
understand
children
that.
or something.
Listen, the only way your children are cash cows, train them shits to play sports or instruments or sing.
Yeah.
Everything else,
But they're also
forget
not
about
obligated
it.
to give you money.
They're not, but if you train them there,
Or like,
also
what?
you'll control the money before they grow up.
Wow,
You'll
Chris
be able
Jenner?
to. You'll be
Is
able
that
to.
you?
Yeah, operate.
Hey.
Because me, I know if I have kids, and there's not a very good chance of that. There's not a chance. But if I do, they're
What do
all
you mean
going to be
there's not a
fucking
chance?
trained.
What do you mean there's not a chance?
I mean, I still have testicles, so possibly
that's useful.
That's
in
the chance.
Baby making. Okay.
Statistically,
But you don't want kids?
not particularly. That's not
No,
the
no,
topic.
no. But you remember, just a quick deviation. You had said you don't want kids, but your mind can be changed. That's
Yeah,
very different from I don't want kids.
Yes.
That's very different.
It is very different.
So which one are you saying?
A bit of both.
So you still anyway. The point is, I agree with like the updating of the customs for sure. I think there's things that we've already eliminated successfully.
Exactly.
Like knocking the 6 teeth out, trying to work on like FGM, even though that one hasn't been like. It's really hard to change people's beliefs when they've believed that this is what makes them human or part of this tribe or valid as a woman.
And that's the thing that I don't understand. It's like it's 2020. We have our brains are constantly evolving and our base of knowledge is constantly growing. These customs were formulated by people far less intelligent than us.
With far less knowledge?
With far less knowledge. That's actually the more accurate statement. They were formulated by people with far less knowledge at a different time in our society, in our history, in our lives, in the history of the humanity, in the history of your community. That trying to stick to them fucking strictly is insane. Some of these things don't work in this day and age, but also we can form our own customs. That's how customs are formed. You do a thing, you like it, you say this makes sense, and you do it. You change the fucking dialogue, the discourse, the path.
Yeah, they were formulated a long time ago, and yeah, there's some that needs. Obviously, the culture of togetherness and
that's unity the thing of families that should be the base.
At the base is important, right? But even like when we're talking about like that knowledge base, if you're not engaging with the knowledge base,
then you don't have access to it.
However far the world has gone, you will still be
back there.
Yeah, if you still like, it's unfortunate, but like that's part of the reasons that FGM goes on. Like people are doing FGM in like London, like they'll go and specifically find like a guy who is from their hometown and will agree to do this because they don't believe that you're a woman if you have like all your bits. And of course the irony is whether you have no bits or many bits, right, you're still a woman. Like you can't say that FGM makes someone a woman. You can't say that FGM makes someone not a woman because she's still a woman. You know what I mean? It's
in either case it doesn't.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Even just sometimes I feel like we lack critical thinking when it comes to some of these things. We were taught the current version of Christianity was brought here by some people who barely practice it anymore. There are a lot of things
anymore.
There's a lot of things that if we just looked at them as human beings and said, this is the custom. What is the point of this custom? Can we make it less of a fucking arduous task? Can we not knock out teeth? Can we not mutilate women's genitals or females' genitals?
The point was to like, quote unquote make you a woman. There has to be a different ceremony or ritual.
There's a different way to do it.
A woman.
Exactly.
There's one that nature gives you. It's called getting your period. I don't know. Which, by the way, periods are so useless. Do you know we don't actually need to have a period? That's a whole other conversation. But like, yeah. So it's interesting what you're saying about like how customs, how you figure them out is you do something, you like it, you decide to continue doing it, and it becomes your culture.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a question now.
Go ahead.
What do you feel like there's something that you've kind of enacted in your life as Onyango that you feel like is a culture?
Cooking for my friends.
Yes, we like this one.
Showing love through my cooking abilities.
Showing love generally as a man, I think, also is like a big culture that just needs to be cemented.
Embraced.
I don't think I have. I'm trying to think of something that I do. I think my culture is generally to try as much as I can to pick happiness and to travel often.
That's your
culture. My culture is traveling often. That's my culture.
That's your custom now.
That's my stinger. That's my stinger. That's my stinger.
Hey,
I'm accustomed to traveling, guys.
Customer.
It's the worst. Your custom is horrible dad jokes.
I am the best at dad jokes. That's probably why I probably end up having a child somewhere. By
someone
mistake. Someone has to suffer these jokes.
Suffering, Guys, if you have customs and cultures that you've adopted or customs that you think your circle of friends or your tribe or your nation should try and change, let us know. Also, let us know what you think about
marriage,
weddings and customary marriages.
Otherwise.
Did you do the traditional thing? Was it smooth sailing? Would you never, ever, ever fucking do that shit again? And you're never talking to Uncle
others?
Ben because he was some shit? You know, let us know in the comments or on our Instagram, which is Why Do We Do It, or my Instagram, which is Abigail. You could try Instagramming Onyi, but he wouldn't reply. So So
sorry.
Yeah, just me. It's just me that you're gonna get. Holla at us. Bye.
Peace.